What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Dive Podcast. This is episode number 1, y'all. This is episode number 1, and I'm Kemen Dumas. I just wanted to introduce myself, and now I'm joined with two lovely people, my co-hosts, my friends, my family. Y'all want to introduce yourselves?
So my name is Jayce Parker, so like Kemen said, this is my boy. This is my wife here.
Lucky guy.
Introduce herself, but should I say a little bit about myself? Or?
We'll get that in a second.
Okay,
you know?
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, my name is Dezre'al. Everyone calls me Dezre'al. Wow.
Dezre'al.
Dezre'al. They do not call me Dezre'al. Desi. Everyone calls me Desi. Y'all are my family, so I'm going to, let y'all call me that. But, my name is Dezre'al. And I'm so excited to be here again. This is my boy. This is my husband and people that I spend a lot of time talking with. So I'm excited to share with you guys.
Yeah, guys, we are super excited. It's been a long time coming. We literally been planning this for over a year.
Yeah,
it's just been delayed.
Good things take time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the time now. Going into the new year, getting things prepared. And I'm telling y'all, this podcast is going to be dope. Our conversations, they go crazy. And kind of the reason that we were like, hey, we need to actually get in this podcast because every Sunday we just be chilling and we just start talking and it gets crazy deep. We start saying crazy stuff. It's like, wait, we actually needed to record this.
Yeah.
So it's dope. The Dive Podcast, first off, this is going to be right now, we're starting this off once a month. So you want to tune in, you want to subscribe to the channel, you want to make sure that you are following us on socials. You can find us at the Dive _podcast on Instagram, and you want to find us on YouTube at the Dive Podcast. Also, look, this is going to be a podcast where we just talk about a few things. We're going to talk about Jesus. We're going to talk about faith, and we're going to talk about life because it's important that we just really show off what a Christian lifestyle is, what's going on in our lives. And then you have different perspectives. Yeah. We are all our own individual people, but also you get a perspective of a single man. You get a perspective of a married couple. There's just a lot of different things. So y'all want to talk a little bit more about what y'all expecting from the podcast, what they can expect,
First of all, I want to say I'm very excited to see what we're going to produce from it. But I think, I want to get into, some good stuff, some deep subject matter, and definitely bring the different perspectives, and even, see the point of view of, our listeners.
Yeah.
See what they're saying, what they think about, our viewpoints and stuff, and then, and maybe we can just grow it from there,
Yeah.
So.
For me, I'm really looking for organic conversation, real life. As a believer, as a Christian, sometimes you see and believe that Christian lifestyle is a cookie cutter mode, and that's not true. And so I'm so excited to bring that to the table. Bring that to the table, organic life, organic believers, and just the journey of what it means to be a Christian in our conversation, and show the reality of what it is to be a female Christian, a married man, a single man as a Christian, and just living life day to day, So that's what I'm looking forward to, just real. And that's, that's my MO, honestly, keeping it real.
Yeah.
So don't look, y'all, that's my MO. I'm going to keep it real.
No, that's actually facts. We just got to be ourselves. And so this is going to be fun. You can catch this podcast. It's going to be on YouTube if you want to watch it on video, but it'll also be on Apple and Spotify. So you can check it out basically on any platform. It'll be on the other platforms too, but those are the main ones. And we're super excited. Also, we want to make sure that you guys are involved in this podcast because it ain't just us. You guys are a very integral part of what we're doing. And the whole point of the dive is for us to dive deep into certain subjects, certain topics. And so we want you to interact with us. And this is how we're going to do that. You can DM us your questions, any topics that you want us to talk about. And so that's on our Instagram, again, the Dive Podcast. It's the Dive_podcast. DM us a question, DM us a topic or anything like that. And your question, your topic could literally be the topic for the entire episode. And so, we want you to interact with us. And so, this is going to be fun because it's not just stuff we're coming up with, you know?
Right.
It's like you are literally giving us the content. And so, we're going to have a good talk. And don't feel like you got to hold back either, you know? Be real. Whatever your question is, we'll tackle it. We're real about this thing. Like Desi said, we want to have organic conversations, and we ain't running away from specific conversations because it's less talked about within the Christian community or things like that. We talk about the hard stuff. And so, this is going to be dope.
Trust me, if you've thought about it or if it's something you're struggling with it, you're not alone. And a lot of times you feel like, dang, I can't talk to certain people about this, or I don't want to be judged, or I don't know what they're going to say, or I don't feel like they're going to agree with me. That's exactly why we're here. We're here to, like you said, different perspectives. You're not going to agree on everything, but hey, let's talk about it. So we're just a safe space, a great space to where we can talk about any and everything, whether you're a believer or a non-believer. Like, you know, what are your questions? What are your thoughts? What are some things you're struggling with? Right. Because you're not alone. And, you know, a lot of times we just don't have the avenues to, you know, let it out. And I mean, I've been a believer all my life. Truly saved at 21, and you know I'm still, you know, just now finding safe places where I can talk about certain things, and so that's why I'm really excited about this. To be honest, you know. Yeah,
I think we definitely lack a lot of times especially as believers, and honestly as a non-believer, like
in general,
you can just lack places where you feel safe or to have conversations, and you really in your head just battling with certain thoughts and things. It's like, where do I release these things? And then it can turn bad, you know, because you're just festering on stuff that you're not seeking out answers for necessarily.
Right. Yeah. Just no release for it. And, and that's not safe. You know? So it can, like you say, you know, that can be, things like that could cause stress, that could cause depression, just depending on what it is, you know. And it's like, it could be as simple as talking to somebody about it could literally change the whole thing. So, you know, I'm hoping that's, you know, something that we can do for people is just, you know, give that opportunity to get it all out there and, you know, let's talk about it. So,
absolutely. Like, because, like, your mind will literally lie to you. And then you'll, like, be, like, living off of what you feel. Like, the other day I had something that I was really seeking God on, and I had to go and speak to other people about it. I spoke to my elders. I spoke to people that I trusted with it, because it's like, I don't want to just sit here and operate out of what I feel like and then take the wrong step, because how I feel is just how I feel, but it might not be the truth. Like KB said that on his podcast. It was like, you know, how you feel is just how you feel. And that might be the truth of what you feel, but that might not be the actual reality of the situation. And so we can act out of our feelings and end up in places like that we ain't supposed to be in. Right. That's a whole nother conversation.
I love to, like, one of my favorite sayings is, you know, feelings are valid, but they may not always be fact. So, you know, I never want to invalidate someone's feelings, because I just believe you're allowed to feel the way that you feel. But look for the fact in it.
Absolutely.
You know, and you got to know that my feelings aren't always facts, because your feelings can come from deep-rooted trauma. It can come from history with someone. It can come from so many things. You know, your history, let's say it's relationship. You know, you're feeling with a new person, you're in a relationship, whether it be, you know, platonic, romantically, you know, family, but your history with relationship will cause your feelings to lie to you, because you'll think everybody is doing this certain things, and that's not the case. You're literally drawing from your past history and things like that. And so sometimes it's like, that's not wrong. You're right to feel that way because of what you've been through, but let's look at the fact of the situation. You know, so that's why I would say, you know, I understand why you feel the way you feel, but, you know, get the facts and then operate out of that. You know, don't operate out of your emotions and how you feel. Operate out of facts. And sometimes that's hard to do because your feelings are there. And so now you got to react and act out of a way that you don't even want to. But that's the best thing. It's the most healthy way. And, you know, we should be seeking to do those things, you know. So,
Absolutely. No, but I think that's why it's important the right circle you have, you know, the right people you have around you, because like there has been times where I felt lonely, like in how I'm feeling, or lonely in where I am, and like I didn't go to places, and literally, like Jay said, it landed me in places where I was depressed. Like I will tell my story down the line as we go through this podcast, I'm sure. But like I ended up depressed because I felt like I was lonely. And I can say truly, like in this season of my life, God has literally put people around me who I trust, who I can trust with certain things. I think God's giving many of you a platform, like an opportunity like this, to ask questions to so that you can release some of that stuff. And so there are people who can talk about it, who have experienced certain things, because literally, like these two people, Christy, Demetria, like these are my best friends. These are my closest people. I know I can trust them with what is going on in my life, and I can trust them to give me wise, godly counsel in the middle of it. And so literally, like, these people have been a blessing because there are moments I can recognize from when I was in my past season where I was alone. And because I was there, I became depressed. But now I understand I have people I can talk to. I have a place that I can release it. And so although a lot of the same emotions might pop up, now I have a place where I can and bring it and get, you know, the wisdom to go through it this time, you know?
Yeah, your circle is so important. Like, just like kind of like piggybacking off of that, because there are a lot of times you are around people who take your feelings and then they abuse you with them.
Right, absolutely.
And so now you're like, now you are harboring your feelings and don't want to say anything, or, you know, you take your feelings to the next level because you're so used to being around people who, you know, they don't validate your feelings. They make you feel a certain type of way for feeling the way that you feel, and now you can't even feel anything, and you're emotionalist, you know, or, you know, like you said, you're depressed or you're lonely, or I can't talk to anybody because they're gonna think I'm always angry, or I'm always sad, or I'm always going through something. And it's like, that is indicative of your circle. That is indicative of the people you are around. And that type of thing caused me to be like, who am I surrounded by? Because, you know, I really am angry.
Right.
And I don't know what to do about it.
Right.
Like, I don't know who I can talk to, because, you know, and I know they say therapy and things like that. Yes, I understand. But it's like, okay, what about when I'm not in therapy? You know, it's like, it's always alone. Even therapy sometimes is a lone process because you're talking to a stranger. And then even that's like, I don't even want to tell people I'm in therapy. It can just always be so alone when you're in your feelings and you don't have the right circle. And so I'm so thankful that I have this circle. My husband, Kemen, Sheena. I have a few people myself that I call on, like, hey, I know I'm in my feelings. Help me, because right now I can't help myself, and I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna do something, and I don't want to do that. So, you know, help me. You know, give me wisdom, tell me the truth.
It's, you know, and on the flip side of that, you know, back to like having the right circle, because you could have people who do validate your feelings and your feelings aren't right.
Yes. Come on. That's
and
good.
So, you know, people will let you to, you know, will lead you to believe that you're right for feeling the way you feel, or continuing to feel the way you feel. And, you know, that could just start a whole another problem you know, within itself. So, you know, the right circle is definitely important, you know.
And the right circle isn't always the same circle. You might have a circle for certain things, and then, you know, you might have a circle for another thing. Like, and that's okay, you know. You might have the friends, like, these are the people that I go and have fun with. But I can't tell them the deep stuff with, because they not ready for that. They not there. But when it's time for a good time, I know I can count on them. I know they're going to be, you know, protective. I don't got to worry about anything when I'm out, whatever it may be. But when it comes time to, you know, conversate, these not the people, that's okay. And we got to realize, like, you're going to have different people in your life for different things. And, you know, sometimes we try to hold, dang, this conversation is really going somewhere.
No, not for real.
We try to hang on to the same people for everything. And you got to really realize, like, everybody's not for everything in your life. And that's okay.
Right.
You know?
I was watching, well, I wasn't watching. I was on Twitter. And, man, this thing broke my heart. But there was, like, a post where someone was like, we had this group of, like, it was like 8 people who are all suicidal. Wow. And like now it's like only 3 of us left. And like it's really because everybody is validating themselves out of that suicidal mindset. And there's nobody who's like there to pull them out or to challenge where they are. And so everybody's kind of almost like, just nurturing that spirit around them. And so
that's
that
crazy.
Is heartbreaking.
It is.
Wow. How often do we do that?
Right.
Connect with people who identify with, like, it's like I want to identify with my friends, but what are you identifying with them out of?
Right.
Are you identifying like drama or, I remember I had a friend, and I love her, like she's my sister, but it was always drama.
Yeah.
Like that was our entertainment. And I was just like, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to live like this because this is literally it. And at that point in my life, like, I would be in drama. And so if I stayed with that, it was as if I would have to stay with drama in my life, and I didn't want to. And I still love her; she's still my friend, but I just had to separate because I didn't want I didn't want that to be our identifier. And not only was it ours, but anybody she was connected to.
Right.
So that just let me know that the people she aligns herself with likes drama.
Right.
They identify with drama. They want drama in their life. It's exciting, and that's what they want. And so I'm like, that's your friend, that's your friend, that's your friend. And I remember somebody like trying to compare me to her, and it just bothered me because I'm like, I'm not like that. Why can't I just be friends with somebody that I'm different from? And it's like, no.
Right. Absolutely.
The identifiers are there. Yeah. It's okay to love people, but it's like, do you really want to be around people you don't identify with?
Yeah. Right.
That's good.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's good.
Or you don't want to identify with, like, do I want to identify with that? It's like, if you don't want to be suicidal, do you want to be around people who are suicidal? Do I want to be in that circle? Do I want to be in that group? Because I don't want to be this way anymore.
Right.
And so you can't link up with those type of people. Like I said, I had drama in my life. Like, it was fun. It was entertaining. And so that's why I was around. But then it came to a point where it's like, I don't want this. This is tiresome.
Right.
It's stressful. It's always something. It could never just be like good energy, a great time. We can go home, laugh, and have fun, and it was like no problem. It couldn't be that because what's the fun? We like drama, and same thing with with those people that were suicidal. It's just like you had to come to a point where it's like I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that, and separate yourself and start syncing up with people that maybe I'm not there yet. But this is who they are. They don't never have no drama, man. They always having fun. They can pick up and go, and those became my friends, And then I remember I got into business. I didn't have any friends who were entrepreneurs. And so I started like linking up with people like who were entrepreneurs already, who are already in that. And, they could, mentor me and let me know and guide me. And I can call on them about things about entrepreneurship, but these are my friends now, because I'm seeing something that I want to identify. I wasn't there yet.
Right.
And now these people are calling me. They're, looking at me and they're seeing those same things in me because now I identify as an entrepreneur,
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. No, I don't got nothing.
No, I think one thing is we have to understand the rooms that we're in, and like there's certain rooms where it's going to help you grow, and there's certain rooms that's going to hold you back, and you have to be able to identify the things in you that aren't necessarily good that your flesh just like it just likes and it's not good, and it's going because the more we fester in those things, like you'll never reach the potential of your purpose. You'll never reach where you're supposed to be going because like you keep constantly falling back to the things that have been holding you back, the conversations that have been holding you back, the people that have been holding you back. And so if that room ain't right, if that room is literally only like, because you can recognize it. You like, this room is literally only pulling the negative things. Whenever I'm here, I'm always in gossip. Whenever I'm here, I'm always lusting. Whenever I'm here, like all these things, you can recognize those rooms, and you just have to be disciplined enough yourself, mature enough yourself to say, nah, I can't be here. I had a dream. I'll just share a little bit of it, but I had a dream that I was at an old friend's house, and I was coming out the bathroom, and as I was coming out the bathroom, everybody was sitting around, and they were watching pornography on the TV, and they were like, "Hey, come join us, come watch with us." And I was like, "Nah, bro, I'll catch y'all later." And like, really, I believe that was a sign for God. And as I walked out that house, like, I remember as I walked through the door, it was like I walked into a meadow and just like beautiful flowers and everything and peace and stuff. And so I was like, it was really God just telling me that like it's time to let go of these things, because this is at the beginning of me as a beginning my journey even in ministry and preaching and stuff like that. It's like in order for you to go and do the things in which I'm calling you to do and to have that life of peace, to be able to like really live how I'm calling you to live, you got to be able to let go of those things. You got to be able to let go of those mindsets. You got to be able to let go of those friends. All of that. So,
And that can be a little scary because it's like, I've always known this. I've always known them. This is, you almost take it on as part of your identifier. Like, this is me. And it's like, lie. Lie. That is not you. It does not have to be you. It doesn't matter where you came from, what you did for 12 years. No, that does not have to be you. And like you said, letting go of that, it can be hard because it's like, I know, like that right there is like knowing that I'm about to go into, I don't want to say a lonely, because you're not alone, but you're going to be by yourself for a little bit, so you can start shaping and becoming who you are, because when you come out of that phase, and because I've been through this, cutting off a lot of people. And it was so hard because the first thing I felt was lonely. That is the first thing. God dealt with me so greatly because he wanted me to know that you're not alone. But if you do not shape who you are, if you do not spend this time becoming who you are and who I created you to be, you're going to end up in another circle that's not for you. You're going to end up with another group that's not for you. You're going to end up with another habit that's not for you. So I need you to spend this time with me. And so when you come out of that place, it's almost knowing that you're going into an alone season.
Absolutely.
You spend some time alone. And that takes, like you said, it takes discipline because I'm cutting off my friends. I'm cutting off my comfort because, things like food and pornography and lust and sex and, gossip, those things can be our comfort at times. It's like, if I don't want to talk about my drama, I call my friend. We can talk about somebody else's drama, and now I feel better about myself, right? And so that can be comforting. And when you want to let that go, it's like, what do I have? And God is saying, you have me. I'm the comforter. Come on. And so that's like going into that phase as a believer. I went through that phase. It's like, God is like, you're not alone, and I need you to know this. Before you jump into some other people who you're going to replace me with, I need you to know that there's me. So that way you can be beneficial to the circles in the rooms that I'm taking you in.
And that's always tough. It's always a tough thing. I went through that as well. I believe. I kind of just separated myself. From the friends that I used to hang out with on the daily, and they're still we're still cool. Like, it's still my boys and everything. But it's just like I can't participate in everything. I can't hang out like I used to. I can't, and it's just kind of what it is sometimes. But it is hard. It's hard. Everything plays on your mind. You want to know, what they're gonna say. What do they think about me now? And it's like, but really, it doesn't matter. Like you said, because God is with you, so it doesn't matter. But I think the discipline is important for that. You gotta have discipline.
You gotta
for that.
have.
But what God showed me is that you got to have consistency.
Yes.
The consistency is almost, I would say, more important than discipline. Because like even something like
consistency yields discipline.
Yeah, like going to the gym. Like we go to the gym every day.
Right.
But we want to get up early in the morning and go to the gym at 6 a.m.
Help us, Lord.
And so it's like. It's like for me, this is how I see it. The discipline isn't the issue because I still go to the gym. I'm just not going at the time I want to go. So I'm disciplined enough to go to the gym. But I'm not consistently getting to the gym at the time I want to get there. So it's like you got to build that habit of consistency to keep going, and so I don't know. I'm still working on
that's good because I was
figuring that out.
I was talking with Jayce about consistency, like because that's the season that I'm in right now is consistency and what consistency does. And so like you said with discipline, you kind of doing these things. All these things I'm doing out of discipline, but just consistently, doing certain things. And I was thinking about like when you are consistent, like what it can do for your life. Like, and we're gonna have to spin a block on this one because I should have wrote things down in my thoughts. But I don't even want to start on that. But we're gonna definitely have to spin a block on this consistency conversation because man, God has really been speaking to me and dealing with me about being consistency. But I will say, no, I won't even say it because we're going to spin a block. We're going to spin a block on this conversation because it's going to be a good one. And it's just like God is just really giving me a word about consistency in the season I am. And the reason I know that we're not going to talk about right now is because I'm about to do some things in my life that I can show y'all what consistency is going to do. And so when we spin a block on this, just know I've been living it, because God is dealing with me with it right now about not just being disciplined, but being consistent. And that is what's really going to cause some things to happen. Because let me tell you, I've been disciplined, but I haven't seen the results that I wanted to see.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Y'all. So when I say we did not plan to talk about any of this, it just happened. Then you get a little taste of what this podcast is going to be like, what our conversation is going to be like. Real quick before we end today's episode, before we end this month's episode, we want to just give a little introduction to who we are, kind of like who we are, what we do. What we're involved in, so y'all just get a little familiar with us. So I guess I'll go first. I'm Kemen Dumas. I am a creative. I am a pastor. I've served in ministry for a very long time, but also outside of that, I am like a hopeless romantic. I don't like saying hopeless, but they say hopeless romantic, but I am. You
got hope.
I'm a hopeful romantic. I just enjoy life. I'm super energetic. I'm inverted at first when I first meet you, but once I start to know you a little bit more, I start to come out my shell.
Inverted or introverted?
Introverted. I say inverted.
Definitely said inverted.
All right, Desi, don't play me. I can be introverted sometimes, but once I start to know you, I come out my shell, and we have a good time. So yeah, I've been preaching for consistently for about 3 years now, 3 or 4 years. And I lead KDM Ministries, which is basically our ministry, and we do a bunch of stuff from Bible studies to an event called Cry Nights, to outreaches and stuff like that. And so that's where I am right now. Life is good. I'm enjoying life. I'm growing. I'm preparing in a lot of areas, especially for my wife. You know what I'm saying? And right. I'm super excited for what the future holds and what God is doing. Follow me on the socials though at Kemen Dumas. You know what I'm saying? All right. Jayce.
You gotta follow that
up. Again, I'm Jayce. I'm a realtor, Texas realtor.
Yes, sir.
Entrepreneur.
Husband extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Husband. And I just, I like to work hard. And I'm really enjoying, this path that God is placing me on and giving me different platforms to, just grow and just try to help people. I really want to just help people. At the end of the day, I really feel like that's just who I am to the core.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm just down to help, no matter. I don't want to say no matter what, but I'm trying to
a fault a little bit.
Yeah. So God's just been kind of ordering my steps on some things and breaking me out of my shell. I'm normally the shy guy. I'd rather just play it cool, sit in the back, chill. So I guess this another.
That's my brother.
Yeah,
another piece of the shell.
My man.
Cracking off.
That's my man.
Go ahead.
Yes. He's a good guy, y'all. And it's so amazing to see, because I know Jayce as a shy guy. And, like, I've been married to Jayce 7 years now. And he has moments where it's like, who is this guy? Because he's completely out his shell. Then he goes back. But, like, I'm slowly seeing him break out and, just be him and, speak his mind and his truth and just walk in it. And it's so exciting to see, because sometimes I'm like, what do you have to say? What are you thinking? And he's just like, I don't know what to do with that. It is what it is, I don't feel no way, And me, I'm just on my sleeves, But I'm Dezre'al, everyone. I'm Jayce's wife. But I'm a creative. I'm a speaker. I'm a servant in the kingdom of God. I'm on this path right now. Like, I'm just in such a exciting place in my life. Like, y'all really seeing me, and I would probably say all of us, in like a growing phase.
Yeah. Like,
we're really becoming and like walking in where God is taking and what God is doing with us. And like, I just identify with that so strongly. And so just these past couple of years, just really becoming like these things, like a creative. Like, I wasn't a creative, prior to 4 years ago. Like, I just stepped into that. I wasn't a speaker prior to 2 years ago. I just stepped into that. And, I'm expecting more of those things. So it's so crazy. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own businesses, Saw Good, Purpose Designs. And so doing these things that I never in a million years thought I would be doing. Yeah. Only by being on the path that God has me in. And I'm saying this to you guys is because I'm really speaking to you guys from a beginning place in a lot of things that I'm doing. And so it's almost hard to say that this is who I am, because I'm still becoming those things. So, you guys are catching me in a growth phase and in a growth process of, branching out into who God has called me to be. So expect more. That's how I introduce myself. My name is Dezre'al, and expect more from me.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, there's so much more coming. Like Desi said, we're all in a growth phase, and this podcast will continue to grow. We have big visions, big plans. Yeah. Also, if you want to sponsor this podcast, hit us up. We are open for it. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a lot of great conversations. We're going to really, this thing is going to blow, and just mark my words. Like, I'm telling you, this thing is going to get huge, and we're going to steward it well. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to connect with you. And so with that being said, we're about to come to a close. I want to encourage you again, send in your questions, send in your topics, anything that you want us to talk about. Remember, you can even put it down in the comments in YouTube. We'll hit it there. Or you can DM us on Instagram, _podcast. You can DM us your questions. If you don't want to necessarily have your name shared or anything like that, you can just put anonymous or please don't share my name or something like that. That's fine. We don't have a problem with that. We'll still hit your question up, look at it, make sure we can and hit it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have a good time. This is going to be fun. Follow us on socials. I'm Kemen Dumas, so you can follow me at Kemen Dumas.
What is it? At Jayce.
It's Jayce.P.
At Jayce.P.
Chill guy.
And follow us at Saw Good Apparel.
Yeah.
Also,
definitely.
Go on the website, sawgoodapparel.com.
See, now I feel like we gotta sponsor this podcast.
Facts. Saw Good will be the first.
Brought to you by Saw Good, you know what I'm saying?
We'll all wear Saw Good shirts for the day. You know what I'm saying?
You guys can follow me at purpose.desi. That's DEZI. Purpose.desi.
Yeah. So dope. First episode. We'll see you guys next month, February. You know what I'm saying? This is the first episode. Share this with a friend. Tell somebody else about it. All of the good stuff, because this is going to be fun. We're diving into Jesus, faith, and life on this podcast, and we can't wait. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.